Oh, okay. So we are live. Great. Hello, YouTube. So this is my first YouTube episode, and what are we gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about how it's like to run your online course for the first time. It's a let's review episode number one. But first, remember to hit the subscribe button. Tonight we are gonna today we are gonna talk about my insecurities, my challenges, the lessons that I learned, what's done well, what didn't go so well, and hopefully you guys can learn a little bit about that. Hi, Michelle. I'm gonna put speaker view over here so that, uh, yeah, okay, cool. So this is pretty impromptu. Like I didn't notify you guys about this much earlier. It's okay. It's on YouTube anyway. Anyway, my intention of doing this is so that I can directly just start rather than considering, thinking, waiting to launch and all this. I just want to get the ball rolling. So again, like you just joined, I want to share today how it's like to run your online course for the first time. I'll be sharing my insecurities, my challenges, what I've done well, all the lessons I learned, and what am I doing moving forward. So yeah, hit the subscribe button. Those of you who are joining me from Zoom, I know that there is no subscribe button right here. It's okay. I'll drop the YouTube link later on. So let's go with the first one. How is it like? What is the feeling running the online course for the first time? To be honest, I've done it before in the past, but for some reason, no matter how many times you do it, there is always this doubt, this nagging feeling at the back of your mind every time you launch something new. Is this gonna work? Are people gonna be attracted? Are people gonna be excited to it? My insecurities are primarily three things. First of all, is am I good enough? Because I am not my online course is not just for people like in the past. I've done people who I am mentoring, which means that in the realms of fitness, I am coaching people who are not as fit as me. But in this sense, right, I am not coaching people who are less knowledgeable than I. In fact, I'm actually coaching people who are more knowledgeable than I am. I am facilitating conversation with people who are much more capable, more successful than I am. So it does bring about a lot of insecurities. Am I really good enough to coach these people? And the insecurity number two is that when I craft the offer, right, will people buy this? Will people be excited about it? Is it even relevant to them? And remember, those are the thoughts that was going through my mind before I start the webinar. And obviously, I started the webinar, and the rest is history. I got like 25 people I got around 90 plus people who actually attended. 130 plus people registered, and out of that, about 25 people actually sign up for the course, but I rejected about I rejected 10 of them. At the end of the day, I rejected 10 of them. So 15 people made it, and I had, for the most part, a blast coaching all of them. So I'm gonna mute all of you guys. Yeah. Okay, cool. So the and finally, the last insecurity I have is that, will people find value? Will people find value in terms of my course? Like, all these people, they're not newbies, like all of my students who are in the course, right? They are not people who have joined for the first time. These are the people who they've joined many course before, and they've went to many webinars before. So those are kind of the thoughts that goes through my mind. But what really ended up helping me was that, um, again, I go back down to the practice of letting go, just letting go of whatever fears, whatever anxiety, whatever insecurities that I might have, by allowing myself to feel those emotions. So the feelings that I had while I was creating it, while I was having those thoughts, was fear. So I allow myself to experience the fear full out, and I pull more fear to come out. And those of you who are interested to how to do this, check out David Hawkins' Letting Go: Pathway to Surrender, Power versus Force. Very, very powerful techniques on how to do that. And so, yeah, those are my three insecurities. And as for my challenges, the first challenge is requests for discounts, requests for discounts, and requests for installment plans. So the first cohort that I ran, the price is very, very cheap. In my personal opinion, dirt cheap. So like I already because these are so-called my lab rats, right? So I decided to charge 750 ringgit for 14 days of facilitation, which end up actually getting much more than 14 days of facilitation. There was like 17 days. I extended it by an additional 3 days just to allow some people who are slow to catch up. And on top of that, there was a lot of uh, coaching that exists that happens outside of the official coaching hours. Went on a call with them one by one, spent an hour or two, so a lot. So for all of that value, right? Personal opinion was 750 ringgit. Damn cheap lah. Normally people pay me 5,000 ringgit for 3 months, and I spend like 1 hour with them on a one-to-one basis across the whole month. So this time around, it was really cheap. But at the same time, I still get people who come in and they go like, "Hey, got discount or not?" And to a certain extent, it's quite it's quite if you're very, very sure of your value, right? Sometimes it can also be quite triggering. It's like, hey, yo, it's so cheap already, you still want to ask for discount? Definitely not the right fit. So those people, I rejected them outright. But there are people who requested for installment plans, and the challenge is not that they are requesting installment plans. The challenge is that you say no to the people who want the installment plan, and it's kind of like, hey Felix, I really got no money. I really want to join the course. I need your course. I really need this to take my business online. And you kind of like, these people are, yeah, I really want to help them, but yes, but at the same time also no. So there was a couple of people who due to their insistence and due, like, it's really my bad lah, due to their insistence, and also due to my good friend who asked on their behalf as well. So I agreed to put it to, like, sometimes these people ask for like 5 installment plans. I'm like, no way, no way. But so okay, fine, two installment plans, okay. But at the same time, right, I noticed that the people who go for installment plans tend to not do well, And I realized something, I realized there is a reason why they ask for installment plan. The reason why they ask for installment plan is because they are not okay in life. They're not stable in life. And there's a reason why they're not stable in life. There's a reason why they are where they are. And from my interactions with these students, I realized that there's a lot of mental block. All right. Or my friend Luke Bong would say unconscious mental programming, that inhibits them from getting the help they need, from getting the kind of lessons they need to get a breakthrough. And that's very important. uh, some of them, they have this tendency, and here's the thing, they don't realize it themselves, right? We don't blame them. They really don't realize it themselves that they have this mental programming. So these, like, some of them, right, they have this idea that they need to have something in order for them to do something, so that they can become something. That the classical have do be mentality, have do be. So they constantly, like, one as an example, one of them, right, I asked them, actually, right, your business is in trouble. Since the start of the MCO, what have you been doing? And this guy literally just said over the phone to me, like, I've been attending webinars left, right, and center. And I'm like, hello, you should be making money, not attending webinars. Yeah, but I need to learn. And it's like, okay, cool. And after learning, and the very same person who said that he's attending webinars from the start of until, like, he didn't finish my course. So it's the same pattern again, and again. So one huge lesson for me over here is no means no. No more installment plans. Discount is definitely a no. Installment plans, double, actually triple and quadruple no. If it is already cheap enough, right, giving them installment plans is not helping them. I learned that very powerfully now. giving them installment plans does not help them. Giving them installment actually enables their problem. They have a tendency to want to learn and learn and learn and don't do ma. So if you give them more learning and not allowing them to do, they're gonna get stuck. So that is me actually disempowering them by giving them exactly what they want, which is uh, not really cool on my part. So lesson learned. Another challenge that I faced was underestimating the content. Now, all of you who are course creators, if you're running your program for the first time, you most likely will underestimate your content as well. And this is not the first time it happened for me. All the way in my past, every time I create a course, right, it's like, yeah, this basic, yeah, this is easy lah, can lah. This one definitely must have lah. And here's the thing. This was what people call the expert trap, because you think that this is obvious. This is obvious, right? But to your student's mind, it is not obvious at all. It is totally not obvious. It is probably be beyond what the brain can handle. So I remember on my course, my course is 14 days, extended to 17 days. On day number 2, right, I attempted to explain to them a spreadsheet that most of them end up using 1.5 weeks to finish. But I attempted to explain it in like half an hour. So I underestimated like the kind of content that I deliver. And most of them, when they after they go through it, they say that day 2 and day 3 was the most profound and mind-blowing exercise they've done in their entire business. So yeah, don't underestimate what you have. Don't underestimate what you have. What you have means something. It could be completely life-changing to someone in some parts of the world. And that's very important. And I also, the other challenge is I overestimated how well people can relate to the content. Like I said, this is obvious. And some of my star participants, right, they immediately got it, right? Because why? Because they've been doing a lot of touching base with their clients. They've been doing a lot of connecting with their most ideal favorite clients, and as a result, they know a lot of things about their particular market. But for the most part, among my participants who wants to create their own course, most of them, when I ask them the question of, okay, what is your target market think about this, most of them, they don't even think about, you mean there is a need to talk to my target market? I was like, yeah, there is a need. So so I overestimated a lot of their abilities. So in that sense, it's I'm responsible for that. So it's another lesson learned as well, to be more connected with the particulars, with the students, with the participants, to know where they're at in terms of how far they've come as a person, as a teacher, and to be able to give what is it that they need right now to move their business forward. That's important. um, and also dealing with people who are not the right fits. Don't take in people who are not the right fit, guys. So seriously, like whenever you are in I'm aware that there are businesses which is like inclusive meaning I'm gonna take in anyone and everyone. I'm gonna help everyone. Everyone can benefit from my product. Everyone can benefit from my service. Everyone also can. That is the biggest mistake anyone can make in their business, in my personal opinion. Why do I say that? Um, there is a rule called the Pareto principle. It is an 80-20 rule. So 80% of the results come from 20% of the things. So it's like in the realms of fitness, right? There is 80% of your results is gonna come from nutrition. And in the realms of business and customer service, 80% of your effort is gonna be placed servicing the 20%. And 80% of your revenues is gonna come from the other 20%. So what I mean by that? What I mean is that there is A, B, C, and D clients, right? There's A, B, C, and D type of clients. And the A clients are your dream clients. They are your dream clients. They are the kind of clients and students and participants who like, it's very easy. Perhaps they're at a certain social economic status. It's very, very easy for them to pay whatever it is that you are asking for. And they also at the closest, they are at the closest range of frequency with you, which means that they get you, they understand what you're asking for, they understand. It's like simple. It's like, yes, they get it already. And then there are people who not so quite get it, but at the same time they are how do I put it, they are resilient. Okay, they don't quite get it, but they can pay, and then they are very good students, even though they don't quite get it, but they are still willing to continue. And then there's those are what I call the B clients, the ideal but not the dream clients, right? And then there's the C clients. The C clients are like, they have the intellect, they have maybe they have the ability to pay, but it's kind of like, let me see how. Let me see how. So they're constantly at a neutral territory. I'm neutral about you. I'm neutral about you. No matter what you do or say, they're gonna stay neutral about you. All right. So there's nothing wrong with them. The reason why these people are in A, B, C, and D is simply because of where they are in life. I'm not talking about success or not. Not like that. I'm talking about where they are in terms of their thinking, where they are in terms of their personal belief systems in life. Because personally, I don't believe in good or bad. They are where they are. Let's just accept that. And then there are the D clients, right? The D clients are, it's very hard for them to pay you. They ask for free things all the time. They ask for discounts. They ask for installment plans. Their brain frequency is completely off, completely misaligned. But the reason why they join the course is because of FOMO, fear of missing out. It's like, oh, but I can't. I scarcity is like, no, I must have this. I must have this. Otherwise, I can't move on. So there are people who are motivated by pain rather than a kind of vision that you paint together. You see, so those are the D clients. Now, dealing with the improper fits, right, means that 80% of your energy is gonna be spent to the D type of clients. And you'll notice the A type of clients, like you don't sense that there is a loss of energy. In fact, when you talk to A clients, the more you talk to them, the more you have fun, the more energy uh you feel from yourself. It energizes you to work with them, it energizes you to talk to them, and they get it so simply. And in fact, you kind of like need to be disciplined a little bit to not talk to them. But the lower down the spectrum you go, right, people who are not the right fit, right, the more energy you need to do to convince them, to teach them, to coach them. Nothing is wrong with them. Nothing is wrong with them. It's just that it's not a right fit. So the other challenge is not a right fit. Exhaustion. So because I overestimated, underestimated my contents and overestimated the relevance that can be seen from the stuff that I taught, uh, I had to spend a lot of time on the sites to one by one guide, one by one teach, one by one coach, facilitate all this stuff, which ended up getting me extremely exhausted. Yesterday was the final day of the course, and I'm supposed to upsell something, but to be honest, I was so tired. I'm like, ah, I don't want to do any selling. I don't want to do any pitching. Let me just do what I can. So it's like, okay, here's the offer. If you want to take it, you don't want to, fine. Which leads to emotions. It's like, you might think that, yeah, even though you're the facilitator, or it's like, we're supposed to have an easy time, but that's not really true. As a facilitator, it's like, as a participant, we can break down. Okay, we can whine, we can complain. It's nice, yeah. But as a facilitator, you need to be at peak state all the time. It's like you got to be on point. You got to stay. You got to look at all of the things that they are doing, and that gets you exhausted. And on top of that, as you deal with a lot of their emotions, right, it kind of triggers your own emotions as well. So there are times where I'm honestly pretty upset. It's like, why can't this person get it? Why can't this person just get it? So and you will really want them to get it, but it is difficult for them. It is difficult. So yeah, that is the challenge. And I have some action plan about that. I do have some ideas how I'm going to overcome that. I'm going to share with you later. But first, what was done well? What was done well was to ally with key opinion leaders, create an alliance with key opinion leaders, people who are already recognized as the authority in their particular niche, and you want to find certain niche which aligns with your niche. So in my case, I allied with marketing authorities. I allied with people who are authorities in training. And what happens is that my webinar sales, my webinar ticket which was claimed was around at first like 20, 30 plus. But after I started aligning with these people, right, my webinar ticket attendees jumped from 30 plus all the way to 130 plus. And that happened practically just within a span of a few days. So that is very, very important. So it's not just about, okay, let me post, can you help me post and whatever not. It is a matter of finding the right people to help you promote your stuff. And after that, then only you start to think about, okay, what are the other campaigns I can think about? What is the mailing campaign? What is the advertisement? What is the ads? What are ads campaign that I want to run? And all of those things, it comes next, not this one. So one, that is the what was done well. Number one, ally with key opinion leaders. Number two, one day, one lesson. So I noticed that the most powerful lessons I can deliver happens when I focus my one whole day on creating the slides, preparing the lesson plan. And when I say preparing, what I mean by this, a lot of times when your students are looking at the slides that you create, they might think, it's so simple. It's so simple. But the truth of the matter is, right, it is because you put a lot of thought into it, then it can be simple. Because in that simplicity, you can capture a lot of essence. And the way I work on it is, at first, I just type all of it out in Word, in words. So not the software words I'm talking about in PowerPoint, but I type in words. I type all of it out, what I want to say, and all of the key points or whatever. And then I work on shortening it. All right. There was a famous copywriter who said, if you have time, just write. If you have more time, shorten the process. So you want to shorten. Ideally, you want to shorten to the point where there's only pictures and one word, two words, ideally. All right. But you don't start with just pictures and one word, two word. You start with a lot of contents, and then you keep on condensing. So one day, one lesson. Next one, spreadsheets. I love spreadsheets because Google Sheets, you can share the same spreadsheet to multiple people for people to access, and you can create tabs, right, for each student. So rather than one innovation which I started doing after looking at when I go to courses, they like to give, hey, print out this workbook, print this out, print that out. And personally, that's really not my style because I don't like wasting trees. And after I print out, it's like, where do I keep all this stuff, right? But if I use a spreadsheet, Control S, Control F, that's a search function. I can search it. I can just type in my keyword, click on enter. I can see exactly where I am, where I want to see. And I can see an overview across all of the different tabs. So if, let's say, I give them Word file or you get Google Docs, then they need to share the link to me, then only you can see. It takes a lot of time. It's a lot of hassle. But if I put it in spreadsheet, one tab, I can look at it as an overview. And it's so easy to transition between student names. So that is what I found, which was done really, really well. I love it. I'm going to continue doing it. And finally, having the right students, amazing. Like one of the things that I did with ECC was that they have to figure out who is their ideal dream client. And personally, I think this is the game changer in any business. When you identify your dream client, the kind of clients which they love working with you and you love working with them, it energizes you to work with them. That's beautiful. Like this whole course of when having the kind of experienced students, right, even though they are more successful than me, even though they are more knowledgeable than me, it's great. Some people might have a lot of insecurities with that, but if you can get over the insecurities, it's amazing value add to yourself as well as your other students. Because because their wisdom, their knowledge, their experience can be transferred to other students as they talk. You may not notice, but other students learn as these people talk. So, uh, so newbie course creators, don't try to set yourself up as, oh, I am the superior. This is my place. I am high. No, that doesn't work in today's day and age. In today's day and age, we have to learn how to leverage your students' strengths for each other, for the other students, and for your own sanity and for your own enjoyment experience. So that is that. What was done well, having four things: ally with key opinion leaders. Number two, one day one lesson slide. Number three, spreadsheets. Number four, having the right students. So now the lessons learned: be disciplined with how much time I want to give. So in this whole course, right, it's like there were a lot of times where I venture outside, and at first it may sound like a great thing at first, but it is not. It is not, because right, as we chase the rabbit hole, it's okay. I promise 2 hours, and I give 3 hours, and I give 4 hours, and I end up having 7 hours, 8 hours a day, right? We cannot forget that we still have to do the other parts of the business as well. Your accounting, your invoicing lah, your bookkeeping lah, your reporting lah, your experimentation with softwares lah. You gotta think about how you want to market your regular Facebook lives or YouTube lives. You gotta remember, you gotta talk about you're creating your content, servicing, creating course material, all that stuff. So the past few weeks, right, my days before the course was like I work for 3 to 5 hours maximum per day. That was before the course. During the course, I find myself working like 12, 15 hours a day. It's crazy. It's really a lot. And on top of that, when you have to suddenly deal with extra questions and all that things, right? It takes a heavy toll on you. And when it takes that heavy toll on you, physically, mentally, emotionally, you will not be able to give your best to the students. And what happens then is that they can feel it. And as they feel it, they will feel, yeah, you know, why this person like that one? So your intention to serve them backfires. So self-care is not selfish. That is one thing I learned. One of the phrases which I really stand by with: self-care is not selfish. We cannot continue. We cannot sacrifice ourselves to serve. We must create. If the person is ready to create, we create. If the person is not ready to create, it's okay, you don't create. But you never ever sacrifice yourself in order to serve. So lessons learned is to be disciplined with how much time to give. The second lesson is no split payments. No split payments at all. Never gonna do that ever again. It really doesn't serve me. It really doesn't serve them as well. And finally, stick to schedule. Yeah, like which is actually basically the same point with point number one. It's okay. So basically, just two lessons. So moving forward, I'm gonna in the next cohort, right? I'm thinking of like putting so much value upfront may not even really be the best thing, because most of them can't even absorb that much stuff. So, and at the same time, it drives me like it takes so much toll on me to put so much value. So I'm gonna reduce the value. I know it sounds not so popular, but because all of us are Malaysians, right? We kiasu ma, we want to have more value, more value, more value, more free stuff, more. I want to squeeze more. But the problem is, even if the students want to squeeze, also they can't handle so many stuff. So I'm gonna reduce the amount of value that I give, and I'm going to prepare basically my upsells upfront, and I'm going to double the price. So that's what I'm going to do moving forward. And that is that for today. Now, if you want to create your course that is your, I've throughout this whole past few weeks, I figure out what exactly my course is all about. I realized, and when I first launched this course, I realized that it is about how to create an engaging course, how to create a high impact engaging course. But I realized is that's not it, because my dream clients, right, it's not about creating a course that can engage. They can engage, they are good at engaging. What I realized is that there are people who want to create something that sings to them, that sings to them, that really resonates deeply with them, that is something that we can really be proud of, that is something really aligned with their core value and the meaning and purpose in life. So if you're an impact maker, right? If you're an impact maker and you are a speaker, a coach, trainer, expert, and you want to create a course that is aligned with your value, that it really sings to your heart with. Okay, so what I'm going to do is there is this webinar that's coming up this Saturday. I'm going to show you guys all the different elements that is necessary in order for you to create that high impact transformational course that sings to your heart. So I'm gonna put a link if you want to find out more. Put a link. This is a YouTube video, so I'm not gonna do much selling. So if you're interested, click that link, go and find it out. And with that being said, that's that for today. Let me see. Do you guys have any questions? If you guys have any questions, you guys can ask. Otherwise, I'm gonna end this.